We talking about practice.
This is the hottest sports show that's not a sports show. Let's have a conversation. What up, world? Welcome to Talkin Bout Practice, a sports show that's not just a sports show, but where we sit down and have conversations with compelling people. I'm your host, the almighty Merz. Shouts to Sauced. The drip is different in 3 states, Nevada, California, and Massachusetts. If you're into your cannabis, make sure you guys check them out. Or visit sauce.supply on the internet and you can check out the products they have. These are their new disposables. So make sure you guys check them out. All right, y'all, we have a super special guest today. She's a licensed clinical social worker. She provides psychotherapy to adults and young adults who may suffer from complex traumas. She has her own practice, focuses on eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, and trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy. She received her master's degree in social work at the University of Southern California. Shouts to the Trojans. She's also a volunteer counselor at Camp Anytown in Las Vegas. She's a Vegas native and UNLV alumni. I've known her for many, many, many years. I'm glad that she's here today. Make some noise for Emerald Stanton, y'all.
Hi. Wow. That was a really, how did you know all that?
I did my research.
That was
dude.
impressive.
I did my research, man. And first of all, thank you for saying it's impressive. But I think I'm more impressed by your journey to all this, because I've kind of low key just watched it happen through social media, and all that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Just because we've known each other for a long time.
A long time.
You know what I mean? Just here and there, catching each other in the scene and all that type of things. But to see you form and develop into your career, was very motivating for me. Because I remember when you had posted that you got accepted at USC to get your master's. I was like, yo, I want to do the same thing.
That's
low key. I'm not even making that up just because you did that.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. That was one of the things that motivated me to pursue my master's in education. So which we're definitely gonna get into. But let's jump right into it. Social work and therapy.
Yeah.
Why? What made you get into it?
Well, I mean, there's so many reasons. I didn't just get into it, I guess, or it just kind of happened. But I think it's because of my background and where I come from and just my life. I don't really come from much, really nothing. We were homeless, just really struggled.
Right.
I dropped out of high school, I should not be where I am today. And so just through my experiences like that, and it was just really hard. It's really hard to get out of that and pull yourself up and keep going. And I know what it's like to have nothing. And so, just through my experiences, and I just feel like I have to give back. And so I always knew I wanted to help people. I didn't know what that meant for a long time. And I don't know, just through volunteering. Actually, what happened was my last semester at UNLV in my undergrad, I took a philosophy class. I just needed one more credit or something. And I took this class. It was philosophy of Asian religion.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It was pretty cool.
Okay, yeah.
But the professor, he the first day he walked in, he started talking about all this stuff him and his wife do in the community, all these nonprofits and all this stuff. And he's like, if anyone ever wants to volunteer, let me know, or if you need hours or any of that, right? And I was just like, I need to be involved. Whatever he does, I need to do.
Yeah.
There's just something about him. He had this energy. I don't know if you've ever met someone and they just exude positive, good energy.
Vibes.
Yeah. You just know wow, you're a good person.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
I feel you. Yeah, 100%. I've come across several people like that.
He's like that. And so that was Camp Anytown. I volunteered at Camp Anytown, and it changed my life. It definitely changed my life. I was 25 years old. And so as an adult woman volunteering with youth at that time, I did not expect it to just break me so much. But it changed my life. And so when I came back, I just knew I had to do more. And then I started volunteering more. all the people I had met there were amazing people. I had never met so many people who just like wanted to do good things and help, because that's just like what you do. There's like no motive, you know? You just help each other.
That's pretty dope, man. Is Camp Anytown, it's a youth organization, right?
So what it is, it's a youth leadership program.
Okay.
They have 2 camps, or before COVID, they had 2 camps a year. And it was about 5 days long, where it's all high school students, and we choose students from throughout the valley. So different socioeconomic statuses and different backgrounds, all of that.
Yeah.
So we have homeless students. We also have students that are, you know, wealthy. And so what we do is we take them out to the mountain. They have no phone service, nothing like that. Yeah. And we just do a ton of workshops with them.
Yeah.
And what we do is teach them about each other and about what we go through in society and why that matters. And
like a lot of social building, stuff like that.
Yeah. And so we don't really talk about what we do outside of there.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like if you're a part of it, this is everything that it is.
Yeah. But what we talk about a lot. We talk about we get to know each other on a level that like people I've known 15 years don't know me the way the people there know me, you know? And so
it's deep.
It's very, very deep. Yeah. And that's why like immediately, so quickly, we're able to build these connections with each other.
Oh, 100%.
And just see each other. And so
I feel like when you have deep conversations with people, that's when you really build like a lot of trust with that person. Because not a lot of people share like a lot of their deepest moments or their traumas or whatever you want to call it. And in that case, it also teaches the youth to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times they don't want to talk to anybody. Like when I was working at the school district, there was a lot of kids, man. It would take forever, you know, for them to finally like open up, which I didn't have any issue with. But once they did, it was like, you knew exactly about them and how to deal with them as well. You know, because every child is different. You know, I learned that through coaching. Every single child is different.
Yep.
That's super dope, man. And you did that since before the pandemic?
Yeah. So I've been doing that now for like 8-9 years. And so probably like, for a while now.
Okay.
And so it just changed my life, and just, you know, to see the kids grow up too, and to see what they have done and what they do. And, you know, through Camp Anytown, I went to like the United Nations. I've gone to national conferences. I've done so much because of that organization and nonprofit. And so I just knew I had to do more. Yeah. So I got my undergrad, and I became a drug and alcohol counselor, but I really didn't have any direction. Yeah. And because of Camp Anytown, though, I knew I wanted to do more. I didn't know what that meant. And then I kept just going. Yeah. You know, 2016 came around, and just a lot happened in 2016, socially, and just different. A lot changed, and I just knew like, okay, I need to go to school. I need to go back to school to be in a position of power, like a higher position where I can have more of a voice. Yeah. Right. And so that's why I went back to school. And then when I graduated, I tried all the policy stuff and all the politics, and like, you know, and it's honestly, it's a lot. And so I started doing therapy again, and working with perpetrators and victims of sexual abuse and abuse. And so, and that really shifted everything as well for me. And I just like found a new love for working with people on that level.
That's super dope.
And doing therapy and being a therapist, a trauma therapist. So
That's super dope. So I actually interned when I was in my last year in my undergrad studies. Obviously, you got to do your internship. So I interned at Emma's house. I don't know if you've heard of that organization. It's ran by one person. Okay. And basically, she did the same thing. She worked with mainly young girls whose parents were incarcerated. They basically didn't have nobody, and she would focus, and we do workshops on teaching young girls how, like, empowerment.
That's amazing.
You know, how to talk about their issues, how to have a voice and, you know, not just take things and deal with it. So I understand where you're coming from with Camp Anytown, because you meet these kids, and once they start opening up, it's almost like you kind of forget your own world. Yeah. And you just like fall into theirs. Yeah. And try to help them.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You know, my first camp that I said changed my life. You know, there was a student, there was a delegate, and I was just like, I'll never forget him. But he had an intellectual disability, but he was still like functioning, high functioning, all that. But he was kind of like to himself at camp, but started to like loosen up, and he was in a lot of my groups. I was with him a lot throughout the camp. And so the last day we had all gotten really close. We get very, very close. The last day we say goodbye, and he also had been taken, like he was in foster care. That was what was else. So he hadn't seen like his whole family in a long time. He had a lot. He really opened up to us. And that was like the first time I think he had been able to open up and talk about these things that he was going through. Yeah. So we got really close. But we say goodbye. We used to like sit in this big circle and say goodbye. And now we kind of changed it up. Right. And everyone has a chance to say something. But the whole time he knew that we were leaving. We were going to leave soon. He sat on my like shoulder here and just cried for 3 hours. Damn. Like 3 hours, just like that. Yeah. And it just broke my heart. It broke my heart. I still think of him all the time, but he had said, you know, I've never felt accepted or like I haven't felt like anywhere was home until here. Like, wow. No one's ever accepted me. No one's ever like heard me, you know? And so we've still like kept in contact with a lot of the delegates. And so I did keep in contact with him for a while. He went back with his family, found like his sister and stuff like that. Shit, and so, dope. But yeah, so it was just like,
probably taught him a lot just from that interaction.
Yeah, I don't know, it's just a great experience. So
yeah, I remember seeing like your post about it, and I was like, this is fucking sick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because at the time I was coaching heavy, and you know, again, like seeing you go through your education, and then you were helping out at this camp, I was like, that's dope. Giving back to the community is always like a super dope thing. Yeah, you know.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
I wanna circle back to your education. Yeah. You say you study psychology at UNLV, and you received your master's in social work at USC. Obviously, education is important to get into the field that you're in. Yeah. But what are your thoughts in higher education? Like, how do you feel about it now that you've gone through it, gotten 2 degrees? Do you think it's effective? Are there other ways that you can kind of fall into your position, or what's your take on education?
Well, I think that I have a lot of thoughts, I guess. You know, I think that there's a ton of emphasis for young people to go to school, to go to college, and they just are supposed to know what they want to do with the rest of their life. Yeah. And I think that that's a little silly. True, an 18-year-old doesn't know, you know, like I still don't know what I'm doing with my life, you know, like I have, you know, I kind of know, but you never know. And so that part I'm not like a fan of. I think that everyone should have their own experience and like live, you know, figure out who you are, figure out what you like, what you don't like. And then maybe if you want to go to school, but like, you know, be intentional about it.
100%. I agree with that.
You know, but I do think it's extremely valuable. I do, you know, my time at UNLV, both institutions really taught me quite a bit. USC was an amazing education. Yeah. So, and something I talk about, like people know how valuable it is to me. So I don't know, you know, I do definitely understand why, you know, people say go to school, go to college, all of that. However, I don't think that might not be for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think it's for everyone either. Because I went to college right out of high school because thinking that's what you're supposed to do. But like you said, I had no intention. Yeah. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I changed my major 3 times in 1 year.
Yeah, because like we're growing up. We don't know.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I found, man, I'm just trying to like work and you know, socialize and get out of my bubble that I've been in this whole time. But there's some things where you do need education. And when I went back to school, I was trying to, because I was working with students. I wanted to coach at the college level, but you need a degree. You can't coach without a college degree. So I went and got my psychology degree to learn how to understand people and the people that I coach. When I got my master's, I really focused on the network portion of it. You know what I mean? Because like I figured if I'm gonna, spend some more money to go to school, because I didn't have any network out of my undergrad. Like I don't keep in contact with any of my professors. I didn't even have friends, but I changed that up. Like I created like a group with my colleagues so we could help each other get through school.
That's so cool.
It was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm still cool with them now. And I got cool with my professors. Like I'll, on Twitter, Facebook, like we'll communicate through that. Did you like do the same thing when you're going through your master's? Do you still keep in contact with your professors or anything like that?
Yeah, no, I do. I do keep in contact with some. The cool thing, like, I did a virtual hybrid program, and so I had professors from all over the country that did so many different things. So yeah, absolutely, I took advantage. I took advantage of that, and like I wanted to keep in contact because they did really cool things.
Yeah, it's true, right? Before I went to the school I decided to go to, I like researched the professors because you can see who's in the program. I just want to see where they came from, what they do, who they worked for, what their beliefs were. Wow. And I was like, you know what? This is probably the solid place to go. So that's why I chose Miami compared to like other schools. Just because of that. And plus Miami, man, you gotta go to Miami. So so you say you went hybrid. Were you like driving back, flying back and forth, or how'd you do that?
No, I didn't have to go there. So all my classes were like virtual. Yeah. And then I had to go there once a year though, just to like check in and meet with an advisor, but that was it. Oh man. So that was it. So I was here in Vegas. But it was still the best experience. So I don't know. It was great.
Do you think education should be like higher education should be free in America? Because it's expensive. I don't know if you went through with scholarships or anything like that, but I didn't get a scholarship. I got a half scholarship from the school, but I'm still paying like over $30-some thousand for my program.
No, I didn't have any type of help, and so like that's like I did not know how to go to school in general when I first went back to school because I had dropped out, and so I was very lost in like what to do and how to do it. My undergrad, I was very, very fortunate enough to be able to pay all that off just as I went. But my graduate degree was extremely expensive. Yeah, tell me about it. Like USC too. So no, I have a ton of student debt and
same.
But I think so. I think that education should be free. I know that like the argument is, I guess, the competition and all of that you have better, but no, I do think a lot of, at least like your undergrad, I definitely think that should be free. I don't think, or something like, if people want education, I think that they should have that opportunity.
I feel like if you're educated, or if you educate the people in your society as easy as like give them the opportunity, then like you would think that those people would come up better in society, right? Yeah. Like I'm just saying, like absolutely. The more people that are educated, but then also you would think like, well, the more people that are educated, they'll start to understand and think things different and might not agree with the way we're doing things. So it's a give and take. I was actually talking to somebody from Germany that grew up in Germany, but he is a foreigner in Germany. I think he's born here. Okay. But when he moved there at a young age, he was actually able to, he told me that higher education is free there. Yeah. But they don't just do it for people that live in Germany. If you wanted to go over there as a foreigner, you can apply and get accepted. If you get accepted, you can go to school there for free.
That's so cool.
Yeah, obviously you got to pay for your housing and all that, but your actual education is free. And he said like that he has some of the top professors. Yeah. It's real good stuff. It is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we're so behind here, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that. We're
so behind. I feel like other countries definitely have it figured out in helping each other and just doing better. And they have they're always rated higher on like quality of life and happiness and all of that. And I don't know. But yeah, I definitely think people should have
access to it, man. At least, man. When I was coaching basketball, a lot of these kids, their only way to get to have that experience of college is to get an athletic scholarship because their parents couldn't afford it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And who wants to take on that much debt?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then kids or people who grow up in underserved communities, there's like added layers. So it's just hard. And I don't know. It's messed up. But definitely, I think that we need more funding education in general. Yeah. Especially here in Nevada or Las Vegas, where, we're like so bad. Always.
Like towards the bottom with it. Yeah.
Every year, all the time, and so it's just unacceptable in my opinion.
There's this, no, I feel you. There's this dude who's like making, his name is Vivek. I can't even say his last name. Ramaswamy or something like that. Mm-hmm. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's running for
the Republican Party. Yeah. Well, it's like, there's this one thing that he said that just threw me off guard. I don't know if you heard it, but he said that he wants to like remove the Department of Education.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
And put the $80 billion in the parents' pockets and allow people to choose the schools they go to. Remove the local teacher unions and all that. Which, like, first listen, or I haven't really dove too deep. I'm not really like into politics like that. Yeah. I was like, that's wild. Why are you gonna put it into the control of the parents? There's some parents that they're like you said, live in poor communities. They get some money. I think the last thing they think about is putting their kid in like a private school. Mm-hmm. I think they're gonna survive.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like it's education there too, right? Yeah. About like how do you even use a ton of money, right? Like how would you? But no, I think he's
it's different.
I'm not really feeling him, to be honest. And a lot of what he says doesn't make sense when you really like dive into it and dissect it. I do follow politics, unfortunately, but and so I don't really understand like in practice how that would work.
Yeah, I don't either, and I'm not really too too versed in it. Yeah, like obviously, like I kind of like read into it a little bit, but it's always above what I'm even trying to do anyway. Yeah. Because like to me, I feel like no matter who's gonna be in office in anything, like we still gotta grind and hustle. Yeah. I'm still gonna be in the same position. Yeah. That nothing's gonna change for me. So
absolutely.
Yeah, he was saying some wild shit, but I like that one really is like, what? Yeah. That shit's crazy. I want to get into your practice. Yeah. EMDR. Yeah. Because I was reading into it. It sounds very intriguing.
Yeah, it's different.
I couldn't really find like exactly what it does or detail. Yeah. So you're in it. I want to ask you. So what exactly is EMDR? Like, how is it used in therapy?
Yeah. So, well, okay. So EMDR stands for Eye Movement Desensitization Reprocessing. Yeah. And so it's a trauma treatment. It's a fairly new trauma treatment, but it's very trending right now. Mm-hmm. Like, people have talked about it, like in the media and stuff, like famous people. But what it does, how it works, it's a type of therapy. So when you're a therapist, there's different types of things that you can use, and you learn different types of, they're called modalities, like cognitive behavioral therapy or EMDR or IFS, which is internal family system. So anyways, you can use and get trained into these different things. But I worked with victims and perpetrators of abuse, right? And so what they would come in and it would just be like, feel completely overwhelming because they have years. It would just take years to be able to help
unpack all this.
Yeah, like just and I was getting overwhelmed as a therapist and feeling really defeated. Like, and so anyways, I had done some research, and as a therapist, I'm always trying to learn more. Like every day, I start my day with a podcast or a book, listening to something I can learn in regard that helps me with work
in that field. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so anyways, EMDR, I'd always been interested in it. And so I got into a training, what it is, what it does. It helps to, like, people who have trauma and complex trauma, they suffer with different things, right? Yeah. Maybe it's PTSD and they get scared and jumpy, or they can't be in a room, or they count their steps, or, they feel like they can't trust people, which a lot of people in general have that, right? Yeah. So anyways, what EMDR does is we find this memory, this traumatic memory that's associated with something that's happening today that we experience and go through. So it could be, I can't trust anyone, I can't keep relationships. It could be like a negative thing like that, negative cognition that we have and carry. Or it can be like what I was saying about if you're jumpy or things like that, right? Anyways, and so what we do, we reprocess that. We go back, we bring up the memory, and it's through eye movements and it's through tapping. Yeah. And so they don't know exactly how it works because we can't like go into someone's brain when they're alive, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know exactly. But what they do know is that it taps into a part of our brain that we utilize and use during REM sleep, which is where we do our healing, our storing, our sorting, all that type of stuff. And so we do that when they're awake with these memories through eye movements or through tappings. And what happens is eventually it's like less loud, all those things, right?
Okay.
Or
Got you.
then we start to like not care about certain things that we used to hold on to. Like, I can't trust anyone now. I'm find myself going out and meeting people. I find myself talking to people, right? So there's, it's really like hard to explain.
No, I got you. That's what I was saying.
Like,
Because like I couldn't, when I was reading into it, I'm like, eye movements, like, so
it's
do
weird.
like, are their eyes closed in this process and they're talking about it?
No, so there's different things. They necessarily don't have to talk about everything, right?
Oh, okay.
And so what we're doing is getting them into like, they're closing their eyes or their eyes are open. It's called bilateral stimulation. And so the BLS, which is the eye movements or the tapping, or sounds, they close their eyes, they can keep them open depending on what they prefer. And then they're noticing that memory and whatever else we're bringing into that. If it's a like negative belief about I can't trust people or this, I can't, like I'm so jumpy, that type of thing. We bring them together and they focus on that for a few seconds for taps or for eye movements. And then we pause. And then that's how it kind of goes. It's like you keep like, what do you notice? And then it changes and it shifts until they don't notice anything. And then we go back and we do it again. And then eventually.
Is this something they can do on their own after
No.
So they need someone to guide them through it?
Yeah. So it's like they don't even. When you take a training for this, you're not supposed to do it on yourself. You're not supposed to do it on friends. Like, it's definitely not,
Got you.
No.
So is it pretty aggressive, I guess you could say, because
it can be because, it's disturbing. People don't want to think about these traumatic things.
Because you're bringing them back up, basically, and then you're trying to have them overcome it. By using eye movements, essentially.
Yeah.
That's
and
wild.
so what and it sounds weird, I know, but there's a ton of research behind it. It works. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for quite a bit of people. It also works for like big trauma incidents, like mass shooting, stuff like that. There's a big EMDR person. His name is Dr. Nacho, but he's based out of Mexico City, and like he came in for the El Paso shooting after this big, traumatic event, and he'll do EMDR with 100 people at a time in a group, and where they just experienced this recent event where, they're traumatized, and he'll do EMDR, and then people who need more help, then they'll get them more help after, and he just like flies out. And so like there's ways to do it like that. Like it really works. And so that's what I do.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like, and excuse me if this is an ignorant
no.
Similar like a comparison, but it kind of sounds like a form of meditation almost.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean,
it's calming. It sounds like it could be calming.
Yes.
I guess once you get through the bringing up the traumas, and now you're just trying to get through it.
Yeah.
I also heard that it helps speed up therapy process, like because some people can take, like you said, could take years of therapy just to kind of unpack everything they have. This kind of speeds up the process. But what I also read was this doesn't really work for people who are dealing with depression or bipolar disorder or things of that type of mental health issues, I guess you could call it, respectfully. Is that true, or
no,
do
it
you
does
work for everything?
It does. It works for pretty much everything, and it's one of the most like effective trauma treatments.
Yeah.
And so also with mental health disorders and diagnoses, like the way, because I am a trauma therapist, my view of people and diagnoses like depression, bipolar disorder, not bipolar disorder, I take that one back, but like depression and like personality disorders, things like that, they're all trauma-based. Like these things come from somewhere. And so my view and my lens of how I see people is not like, why are they like that? I think of what happened to them to create this reaction. And so everything makes sense given context. So like OCD, all this stuff, they're trauma responses and coping mechanisms, right? And so we can work with them with EMDR and stuff like that. So definitely EMDR can help with all of that. And so, and that's just, OCD, anxiety, depression, personality disorders, all that type of stuff it's a coping mechanism. It's things that we develop when we can't cope with life.
That's true. So, if someone came up to you during their therapy session, or they're new, you're about to take them in, and they're telling you they're suicidal because of the trauma they're experiencing, is EMDR something that you're gonna try and work them with first, or are you gonna like get them help another way?
It depends. Every situation is different. I've definitely had situations like that many times, unfortunately, but no, it just depends on the situation. It depends on how, do they have a plan? Are they actively suicidal? Do they have access to things then I'm going a different route.
True. I would try to get them help right away.
So I wouldn't be focused on that. However, people do experience like fleeting thoughts of I want to die, or suicidal things that way, where there's no plan and they're just really depressed and no motivation for life. That would be where we could use EMDR and do things like that.
Have you had a client in that I guess situation and then got them out of that before?
I mean, I've had some.
Yeah. Wow.
There's like, people who experience trauma, which, I think is the world, honestly, but like complex trauma stuff, they just come in really sad, really down. And where I was at before I opened my practice, we would get, right away when someone would file a police report against someone, they would come to our office like a couple weeks after, right, and get right into therapy. So we're working with them right away after the event, right, and they come in just so, so down, destroyed, and so of course there's thoughts of suicide and thoughts of I can't do this and I can't trust people and what's the point, and things will, all that, and so. Yeah, absolutely. But that's why I love what I do, because I do see so much progress. And I see people just be able to breathe again.
I feel that.
And so I can't take things away. I wish I could do that for people. I'm just a therapist.
Right.
But, I hope I can help them to like live again, and be able to breathe and maybe not be so closed off to new experiences.
Wow. So. Yeah, that's strong, man. Shouts to you.
Thank you. I love it.
I could tell, man, because you're very knowledgeable with it, and you could tell you went through school for it, and I could just tell by the way that you talk, like you know what you're doing.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's some people that like, you try therapists and they don't work out for you. You got to keep going till you find somebody. Yeah. And then they got the online joints like BetterHelp and stuff where, what I've heard sometimes, some of those people aren't even accredited. Yeah. They're just kind of beating the system so they can get a check. Yeah. So it's crazy though.
It really is crazy. So please, you all be careful and be safe. And if you like, I don't know, I'm here to answer any questions. So I'd rather, I'm here to help. If someone needs guidance on where to go, what to do, I don't know, because it is... Yeah.
Right. Would you do therapy for your friends, or is that like a conflict of interest?
Yeah, we can't. We can't do things like that.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, that's one thing I learned in psychology. Like, you can't really do that for people. Yeah.
No, you definitely need like a lot of boundaries. So like social media, I have my private social media, and then I have my business social media.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things you need boundaries, and no, I can't. Yeah. Friends.
Exactly.
It's just like, you just, no.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. I feel you on that. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about with this, cause you're also human too, though. Like you're as much as you're trying to help people, you're probably going through your own things. So how do you separate your work, the people that you're dealing with your personal life? Like, how do you not take that home, or do you take it home and maybe like process it or store it else somewhere else?
Yeah.
Like, how do you go through that?
You know, it's a process.
Yeah, I bet.
When I first started doing the work I do, which like all together now through like drug and alcohol counseling, my volunteer work, it's been like 10 years, right?
Yeah.
It's taken me a lot of work to be able to separate things and not take things on so much. And so I don't know, you know, it's a work in progress. I can't lie. You know, some days I am affected.
Right.
It really does get to me. Just a couple days ago. Yeah. I had a day where I was just seeing people who the system has let them down, and no one has like listened to them or given them help, or it just really, it gets to me. Mm-hmm. But I take care of myself. So I definitely am very intentional with my time. If I need rest, or if I need to get outdoors, I need to, I just need to do things for me.
Mm-hmm. Kind of just feel like a outside of work, feel normal, so to speak.
And then I also love to cook. I love to cook. And so that's like one of my things.
Your little coping mechanism, or something to just calm you. You're like your little therapy of your own. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then definitely going to therapy myself, and just taking care of myself. However, I am human. Things do get to me. It's not always perfect. It's not always pretty. I would definitely be lying if I said it was.
Yeah, I can't imagine any therapist that would say like, man, I'm fine. This is nothing to me. I turn it off as soon as I leave the office.
No.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
What if your client needs your help right away? Like they're like blowing up your phone. I don't know if you cut that off at a certain time so you could just focus on yourself.
Yeah.
But has like a client ever needed you right away, and what would you do?
All the time. Just because of the nature of like the type of clients that I do primarily work with. They feel like they're in crisis a lot because their system is so dysregulated from trauma. And so I am here, which isn't, so it's hard for me to always shut off, right? But no, I'm very transparent with my clients. They know that they can always contact me. They know that if it is an emergency, I will answer. And if it is not, that I will not. And they know what the difference is and how to, I make it clear to them. And so we talk about those types of things. You guys can always call me. You can always text me. Feel free to. If you need to email me something, you can. However, I'm not answering my phone at certain times. If it's an emergency, say that and I'll pick up.
Nice. Since EMDR is so new, is this something that's covered by people's insurance, or is there like any government subsidies for it, or are most people like paying out of pocket for this type of treatment?
No, it's definitely covered by insurance. You just have to find a therapist who's an EMDR therapist who does EMDR, right? And so, but make sure that they're EMDR at least trained, that they've gone through a training program and not just doing EMDR, because there is a difference. But yeah, it's definitely covered by insurance. What I would like to do, though, I do a specialized treatment for people where I do an EMDR intensive treatment where I spend 3 to 5 days with one person, and straight over like the span of 15 to 20, 25 hours. And we just work on a ton of just everything. And then they're kind of done, right? They come back for maintenance sessions here and there if they need anything, but that's it. Right. And I want to try to get grants and stuff like that because, I just think it's definitely needed. Insurance won't pay for something like that. Right. So, but yeah.
This might be a wild question, but I'm pretty sure it's not far-fetched, but has any of your clients like gone through your treatments and then crossed that boundary and like hit you up for something else, like, yo,
Yeah.
you trying to go out to lunch or dinner or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
For
Absolutely.
real?
Oh,
Damn,
yeah. Absolutely.
I would hate to have that. I'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
I can't fuck with you no more, dog. X you out of the program.
Yeah, no, all the time. Oh my goodness. It's honestly, it happens. I definitely have to be very clear with boundaries. And so, you know, I've had people, people request me on social media or try to reach out to me or send me inappropriate messages. And I just really, like, I call it out and say, this is inappropriate.
That's
for
wild.
one. And like,
it's not far-fetched though, man.
No, it happens. You know, people love to just, I don't know. Yeah, but absolutely.
That's crazy. I don't think I could be a therapist, man. Yeah, people be trying, you know, get at me for the wrong reasons. All right.
But that doesn't, like, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a big deal. Like, you know, you just boom and move on to the next. Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah. Are you at a point where you don't take clients? Like, you're just so
No,
busy?
I'm taking clients. I do a lot, and I'm trying to. I don't know, but no, I'm taking clients. I'm still taking clients, so it's hard. It's hard for me to say no. So
yeah, because hopefully, you know, people listening to this and would want to try something new.
Yeah,
therapy wise.
Yeah,
you know, I just reading about it was very interesting. You know, so and then them hearing what you're saying, I would want to try it too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So if you're listening, check the description. I'll have her link on there so you can read about her and then possibly book a consultation. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, so this next segment I want to get is called Choose One or Shoot One.
Okay.
It's pretty much a drinking game, but I give you two people or two things, and then you either choose one. If not, if you can't, you got to choose both or don't want to choose either, then we take a sip.
Okay.
Yeah. How you doing on your drink? You want another one?
I think I'm okay.
Excuse me.
I'm okay right now. Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Our first one, I ask I don't know how deep your sports knowledge is.
Okay.
But I kind of kept it real broad.
Okay.
But my first question, I ask everybody this: Allen Iverson or Steph Curry?
Allen Iverson.
Yes, that is a good answer. He's in my opinion, he's the GOAT. As you can see, like I named the show after him, like one of his media days that went berserk.
I love Allen. Well, for one, I love basketball.
Let's get it.
But Steph Curry is amazing. Obviously, he's great.
Yeah.
He's Steph Curry, right? But I mean, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, AI, man. Did you play sports in high school?
No, I didn't. Okay. I dropped out my sophomore year. I didn't even. Right. I
got you.
Doing other things.
No worries. No worries. All right, Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan?
That's so hard. Yeah. So I'm a Lakers fan. I grew up with Kobe, you know, like just the Lakers. I don't know, but Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. Yeah, Why would you do that? Yeah. Wait, so if I can't answer, I can.
If you want to choose both, we just take a sip.
Okay, I have to choose both.
Okay, cool. We can take a sip. Did you want to sip this? You want a shot?
No shot. I'll sip this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we're gonna move into some hockey.
Okay.
All right. Golden Knights. Marc-Andre Fleury, our first goalie, or Adin Hill, our most recent goalie, who helped us win our Stanley Cup.
Fleury?
Yeah. Yo, man. You know what's crazy? As good as Adin Hill did, I don't know if you got a chance to see. I know you're busy, but I don't know if you got a chance to see the Stanley Cup games.
I didn't, and I'm so sad.
They were great, and Adin Hill is like the man. That dude, like nothing was getting through him.
Yeah.
But Fleury, man, he's like the Vegas hero. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I have to choose him. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm drinking for myself because I'm stuck on this one.
Well, I'll drink with you.
Let's get it. All right, we're gonna move into a little bit of some pop culture. Okay. JayZ or Drake?
JayZ.
Easy.
I mean,
somebody chose, like my last guest chose Drake.
No, I just just no, you know.
Yeah, it's deeper. It's deeper with JayZ, man. All right, Beyonce or Rihanna?
I would rather I can't choose one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm gonna choose RiRi.
See, that's what I do want. I do want to choose her, but you know, I can't say. I feel like Beyonce fans are so
that beehive will come at you.
They're crazy, you know. So
yeah. I think they're both billionaires. Are they both billionaires?
I don't know, but
I might have to check into it is amazing. You know, shouts to them because I remember when they both came up. I remember when Rihanna's first single came out. I think we were in high school for that.
Yeah.
When Beyonce came up with Destiny's Child, we were like elementary, middle school. So it's dope to see them doing their thing.
It is.
All right, Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey? That's a tough one, right?
That is a tough one. You know, Whitney is Whitney, and she's Whitney. But Mariah's Mariah, you know.
They both can sing.
They both can sing.
R.I.P. Whitney Houston. Man.
I think maybe Whitney, just for like respect. I feel like this one, I don't know though.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It is tough. I mean, we could drink to it, but man, I don't even know who I would choose because Whitney's got some classics, and my mom is a big Whitney Houston fan, but she was also playing a lot of Mariah Carey, and I think I kind of grew up more on Mariah Carey. Yeah. So I don't fucking know.
I love Mariah too, though.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. You want to take a sip to that?
Yeah. Can't choose.
So I did a good job with this. I made it as hard as possible. All right, Kanye West or Pharrell Williams?
Pharrell.
Let's go. I'm from Virginia, so I'm a huge Pharrell fan.
Oh yeah,
I love Kanye's music. Well, I haven't been fucking with him lately with his new, like after like Dark Twisted Fantasy. Yeah. After that, I was like, I can't really fuck with this shit.
I feel the same.
Yeah. But Pharrell is just, he's got more style.
Yep.
He's more broad with the music he makes, and he has like a better message.
Yeah, he does. He's just like, I just like him.
Yeah.
He
don't age.
He's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Straight up. Like, man, a few words. And like I said, he doesn't age at all. That dude looks the same.
Yeah, he looks great.
I started using his skincare because I'm hoping I could.
He has skincare? Oh.
It's called Human Race.
Oh, I have seen that.
Yeah.
Is it good?
A full, I use the cleanser. I haven't dove into other stuff because honestly, it's mad expensive.
Okay.
So if you listen to this, or Human Race executives, sponsor the pod, man, because I would love to use all of it. But the cleanser itself is like fire.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a rice powder, and it's you put it in your hand, put a little bit of water, and then it creates the I don't know what you call it, but the stuff you put on your face.
The foam.
Yeah, exactly.
The cleanser.
Exactly. They tell you only use a little bit, but man, I'll pour it up, man, because it's.
I want to check it out. Okay.
Yeah, Human Race. You should check it out. All right, Justin Timberlake or Robin Thicke?
I mean, Justin Timberlake. That one is right.
Yeah, no. I mean, this is you. There's no wrong answer. I choose Justin Timberlake, but man, Robin Thicke is nice.
He is. He is.
And I heard an interview that he did on Drink Champs, and I didn't know that he was so connected into like the R&B music world. Like
I don't know much about.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I just thought he just came out of nowhere. And he was messing with Paula Patton. Like, that's all I thought. Yeah. But like, his pops is like big into the R&B world. I think his mom's too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I don't even know his parents are. Something thick. But he's been around music his whole life, and he's just really. He knows a lot of people just based off of who his parents were.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it kind of blessed him getting into the game. But he's wrote a lot of songs for a lot of people that you wouldn't even know that it was him. Yeah, so
that's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, JT takes that one.
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of psychology debates we'll get into.
Okay.
Nature or nurture?
Well,
I
mean, everything to me. Okay, anything when it comes to like theories and psychology, and I mean, I feel like there isn't one answer to things, and so I think that it's both. So I can't. It's nature and it's nurture. You know, it definitely matters how it like honestly, research does show this though. And so like it is nature and it's nurture because our genes do matter and they do play a role. However, what we're exposed to matters a little bit more. Yeah. And so,
because it's a big debate. Like I've had debates with a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
with certain topics.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
For one of them is homosexuality.
Yeah.
You know, nature and nurture is the biggest thing for that, and it's like,
well,
they don't believe it's both.
Yeah.
Like, they just think it's nature that way.
Yeah.
And I had to kind of like, y'all, man, like, no, it's not just one way. Like, with nature or nurture or versus nurture is like, you know, you like you said, you get your genes, your biological characteristics, and then your surroundings, your environmental surroundings shape who you are at the end of the day. You know, because you could come from like a super close-minded, racist family and grow up to be completely opposite based off of your, you know, who you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, yeah, it definitely. I could talk about that forever.
Yeah,
so
100%.
I'm like trying not to say too. I don't know, because I could keep going. So, but yes.
So we got it. It's both.
It's both.
Cheers.
Cheers. However, just like research does show that it is both. So
100%. No, I like I've we studied the same field, so 100%. Like, I had to write a whole ass fucking paper about it. You know, with the resources and articles got to come from a certain place to make sure what you're talking about is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Shouts to education for that.
Yeah.
Stability or change?
I don't know.
Want me to give you some context?
Yeah.
So, for example, like stability, the belief is like change is relatively difficult for people once their personality traits have been established.
Yeah.
And change theorists argue like that family interactions, school experiences, outside experiences can change you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not usually just who you are for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah, you can definitely change. I mean, yeah, I think it depends on the person and what you're exposed to and what. Absolutely, yeah.
Because also, like, you deal with people who have trauma, and sometimes you can't change them with outer experiences or give them a new environment, and then they change the way they think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they're kind of just built that way from, you know, because I'm pretty sure you've had people that you couldn't help all the way.
Well, I mean, I feel like all of these are just so complex. So
Very
it's
complex.
so hard to like say one thing with any like any of it.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different theories and reasons why and beliefs as to or research into like why someone may do this versus this or you know, I don't know. But people experience life so differently, and so people can definitely change. People are definitely capable of amazing things. They can, you know, absolutely. It just depends.
Yeah, it just depends who you are, who you surround yourself with. Are you willing to open?
Yeah.
You know, or sometimes you might not need to at all. Maybe you're cool with how you are. I feel like it's weird because with stability, I feel like as we get older, and I find myself this way too, there's kind of some things where I won't change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
You know, and it might not be crazy. It could be like the music I listen to, right? Like, nah, I'm not listening to that new era hip hop stuff or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But those are some things I feel like, you know, it tailors depending on what the situation is.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
I had to bring them up because that's the whole point of psychology is like, it's the push and pull of these theories, different psychologists that come up with different theories on human development from, you know, childhood all the way to pretty much when you're about to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's these things that we go through. It's a very interesting field.
Yeah.
I'm glad I went towards that, even though I don't really use it in a professional world, but I definitely use it when it comes to dealing with people. Like, I know how to talk to people.
Yeah. I love it.
Based on how they are. I could be like, I can't say certain things to this dude, or this is how I know I could push this person's buttons.
Yeah, no, but it is, you know, and it's just, there's so many different debates and stuff. However, as I'm a trauma therapist, so my lens and view, you know, I know I said this already, but I just see people and like, to me, it just makes sense, you know, why someone
100%.
would do certain things, you know, why, I don't know, if you look at the context, if you look at the history, also change transgenerational stuff too that's passed down through genes, and it just like obviously this person's mad.
No, 100%.
You know, and so it's so complex. It's so complex, but people are complex. So, and that's why I love
what you do. Yeah. I would assume that a lot of therapists or people that are in the field of psychology, they're very open-minded, no pun intended, right? I feel like you have to be. But are there ever times when you're like dealing with a client or a patient, and some of your worldviews or societal views, you just really can't like get towards that, or they're saying some wild shit?
Yeah.
Do you combat that, or do you even like show that you're on the other side, or whatever the case may be, or do you just try to work through it so you don't like piss them off, or so to speak?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about pissing anyone off, you know, meaning though, I'm not like rude, I'm not disrespectful.
Right.
So I definitely do get clients that have, you know, beliefs that do not align with my beliefs.
Right.
Which my beliefs are very like inclusive. Everyone should.
Yeah.
We're here for everybody. Everybody is everybody.
Like I just accept everyone. And so, it depends on what is said. And it depends, you know, I definitely will not accept any type of disrespect towards any other person
or group
or anything like that. And when someone does say something, I definitely shut that down and say it's not appropriate. I don't, you know, we don't disrespect anybody here.
Yeah.
But you know, when people have, you know, I have people also who have, I don't know, it depends on what is said and to how I work with it. You know, for example, I did have a client who, he just had a lot of anger, and he definitely had a personality disorder, and he definitely did not, like himself, or, you know, he's been hurt a lot. Right. And so the things that he would say about people were not nice, you know, but the way I viewed him and the way I view a lot of people is, I get it, you're hurt, and hurt people, and we need to work with that. And so being able to just shift that a little bit and work on his trauma so he can like start to like himself. And so it's that too. Everything is, I can't give you one answer.
Yeah, true. I mean, that's pretty much the field itself.
Yeah,
you know?
but
you got to work with what you're getting thrown at you. Yeah.
And so, but I definitely like no. You know, I've had people say derogatory things towards me. I've had, you know, that's not ever going to be accepted.
Yeah.
So
they might have to find somebody else if they don't feel it. Yeah.
Or towards other people, like, or at groups. I just absolutely not. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
not in my practice.
Yeah. But however, you know, I see people like that who just like they need so much help. I see them as the people who probably need the most help, you know, they need help, you know. Because like when you hate someone that much, or a group or anything, like that's so heavy for you. Like I know there's something there.
Yeah.
And so I also see that side of it where, damn, I do want to help them because they need the most help, you know?
Right.
I don't know.
No, I feel you. Because like I've spoke to people where they feel in the other way, this specific group needs help.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's like we're almost like pushing against each other because we just don't agree on the same things. And we look at it as like, oh, they need help, or this person needs help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like if everyone could just be open, no matter where you stand, if you could just be open to it. Like I've learned to do that more, you know what I'm saying? Like on stuff I don't personally agree with, I've learned to try to and be open about it.
Yeah.
Because that's how people think. And I don't want to just be like, like walking around and, I can't fuck with this person because it's how they think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know there's something we could like, because like sports talk, that we don't fuck with the same team, but we could still share a beer over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be a way we could do it in more important societal topics besides sports.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
it's tough though.
I totally agree. And people I just see honestly the world and humans as like we're very hurt and traumatized and trying to figure out life, and life is fucking hard, and it's just true. Like, you know, like 100%. And people are trying to, I don't know. And so we all just need each other.
Yeah.
And we need, like, I just hear really similar things from people of like, they want to hold on to this and they want to hold on to that and it's their identity. But like, so I hear different groups of people saying very similar things.
Exactly.
However, not like, you know, disrespecting each other is not okay.
Yeah, no matter what, it's not okay, man.
But I hear very similar things where it's like, we need each other. So like, what's up? Like, stop.
Yeah, 100%.
So.
I agree with you on that. All right, just a few more questions,
Okay.
Emerald, so people could kind of get to know you more. If you could relive any day, what would it be?
Any day.
Yeah, you could relive any day.
Any day. Wow. I don't know.
I know you got, because you've had like a dope life. I know you said like, you know, you kind of grew up a little like a harder life than most people, but like as an adult, man, you've had some cool experiences.
Thank you. No, I have. I've traveled. I've worked really hard and I just have saved money and I've just, you know, experiences are really important to me and I don't want to miss out on experiences. That's like one of my fears. I don't want to miss out on. Yeah. I don't want to get to when I'm older and be like, damn, I should have done that. You know, I'm so bad at this.
What's here? Let me try to pinpoint it and help you out. What's a memory when you were traveling Europe that you wish you could do again?
Jeez, that one too. You know what? I love the Amalfi Coast. Yeah, and it, just such an amazing experience. I backpacked too, so I wasn't like I just had a backpack going through. That's fire. And you did that, right? Yeah, but I had a group of people with me. Okay. Like you were solo, right? I was by myself. Yeah. But that was one of my favorite times. And then also in the country in Italy, I was by myself, but I stayed at a hostel that was an old winery. Mm-hmm. That was just like so cool. It was in a little small town and they had like bikes and I rode a bike. I don't know, so corny, but I love that. It was so peaceful and quiet and just beautiful. It's soothing to the soul when you can do things like that. Yeah, and a little town where like cobblestones, just so fucking cute. Yeah, I told my girl, I was like, yo, like, cause she's never traveled like outside of like North America. I don't think so. So I told her, I said, yo, like we're leaving the world, we're leaving the country, you know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. We're going I'm taking her to South Korea for her birthday. Yeah, in June. And that's one of the things that I want to do is like those little, like some people might think it's corny or whatever, but like those like peaceful things, you know, just we could see the world a different way, you know, whether it's like riding your bike through a small ass town or seeing how people live. Like I always envision like me traveling, I'm walking down a city and I see this old lady like making bread outside. I love that. That's all I want. And I just have this like hour conversation with her where we barely are speaking the same language. And I get a piece of bread and it's so fresh and good. And then like, I just leave and I hold that and I'm like, I'm never gonna see this lady again. She's never gonna see me again. But I'm never gonna forget that moment, right? Yeah, you know, I don't know. I love things like that, and I had such an amazing time traveling by myself, and I met so many amazing people who I still keep in contact with, and I don't know. Those things it's just what it's about. I don't know. That's fire though. Amalfi Coast though. Yeah, I still gotta go. So beautiful. I'm gonna make it one of my places. You gotta go. I do. All right, 3 people you'll have dinner with, dead or alive. Okay. This is a pretty, I should be prepared for this just because I feel like people get this question and I'm not. No, I'm never prepared for questions either, but. You know, I think one of them I might say my grandfather, which is my mom's father. Okay. Who I didn't know and he passed away this year and. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. But thank you. Yeah, no worries. But a lot has come out of him passing and a lot of things I've learned. But I have never, I met him one time in my life. Okay. I think him, honestly, because I'm in this place in my life right now where I'm really finding out a lot about myself and my history, which I never had the opportunity to. So I think he would be one. And then... And this is crazy too. I recently met my father. Oh, wow. Okay. And that's so dope. When I met like a year and a half ago now, but his mother, we have the same birthday and I met her one time too and she passed away and we had a plan to celebrate our birthday last year together. It would have been like her 99th birthday, something like that. And she passed away. And so I think her as well, because I never had the opportunity to get to know her.
Yeah.
So both of them, I never had the opportunity, and I'm on this new path of like, who am I, and finding out about my history. And so I would love to do that. And then, you know, someone else.
That third one's tough, man.
Yeah. I mean, there could be so many people. There's so many people who just like, I find so impressive. This is so hard. You know, I've always wanted to talk to Bill Gates.
Fire, man.
You know, I know he reads a book like every day or something. I don't know. I know he does. He's just like a very brilliant person. And I know recently there's like a whole new stuff about him. But I just think
biggest brain.
Yeah, him, and I like Elon Musk, like just now he's a little different too, but like just these people who are advanced and beyond our time. In my opinion, their brain is different. I would love to just
kind of see where it's at, or maybe how they think about certain things, or how they got to where they're at. You know, because like I feel everyone has phases in their life. You're never gonna be the same person through your whole life. You're gonna change. Everything's gonna be different. Yeah. I think it's dope though that you want to sit down with your mom's father and your father's mom. Yeah. Just so you can get to know more about your history. Because I think that's important. Even if you don't know necessarily much about your actual culture, but to know your nucleus and like how they were as a people, where they got it from. It kind of tells you a story about maybe this is where I got it from, because nature, you know, your genetics mean something. Yeah. So, you know, it could shape you, you know. What, if you don't mind me asking, what's your ethnicity? I never asked you that question before.
Yeah, I'm multiracial. And I laugh because I was saying I just found out like a lot about me. And so really that question a couple years ago, I would be like, well, I don't really know, because I don't know my father. I don't know, you know, and so I've been told these things, but my father is Mexican and Spanish. And then my mom is Native, white, and Black. Wow. And so, so very...
You're right there. Yeah, you got at least half the world.
Yeah, so just multiracial.
That's super dope, man. You ever been to Spain?
I have been to Spain. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen a picture. You went to a Real Madrid game, right?
I did.
Yeah. I was jealous, dude. Yeah. See, I was like, oh man. You know what's crazy? When I was in Italy, I was in Rome. Roma played against Juventus, and we had no idea until we walked into like a restaurant and saw it on TV.
That's so. Man.
Yeah, and there was no one around. And we're like, everyone's at the fucking game.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, no, it was whack. It was whack. All right, Emerald, I want to take too much of your time. But first of all, I just want to thank you for coming on to the show. I hope and I know that you were able to educate a lot of people on what you do and what other people are doing to find help. I was going to say better help, but we're not going to put it there. To find help. Yeah. I just got to say that's a commendable thing. Like I said, I've seen you grow as a person, even though we never really talk that much. We just kind of see each other through passing and have small conversations here and there. But social media has given us the opportunity to watch people grow and advance. And like I said, you've been an inspiration to me, not only in education, but in travel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember when I hit you up. I was like, yo, I'm about to go to hear my cousins. What'd you do? I had no help in the planning with that. I just let them do it and everything. But there's a lot of inspiration, even though you might not feel it, or sometimes people won't tell you ahead of time. But I feel like this is a great time for me to tell you, thank you for the inspiration you've had in parts of my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to give people the flowers.
No, I appreciate it.
You never know we're going to see each other again.
It means so much.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And I know she wants to start podcasting, guys. So
I do.
I hope you can get that off the ground. Like I said, I can answer any questions for most of them. If not, I'm gonna have to ask my cousins, because I don't really know how to use all this. They just teach me. But before I let you go, somebody that you would like to see on my show, the last question that I have for you. But you got to help me get them on later on in the future. Oh. Yeah. You did say earlier that you got a lot of people.
Yeah,
Maybe it could be your friend or whatever. Yeah.
you know who, maybe the Camp Anytown director, his name is Rico Campo. He does a lot of things in the community. That's not all he does. He also does a lot of activism and work with undocumented individuals. And,
fire. Okay.
He's from, or he grew up in Las Vegas, and he's just like an amazing individual. So Rico Campo.
Fire. Yeah, we're definitely I'm gonna hit you up for Rico. It's gonna be later on.
Yeah.
But it's definitely I know I would love to have someone like him on the show.
But females as well, right?
Yes, man.
Right?
Yeah,
you need females.
Yeah, I need more females. Dude, my demographic of listeners, it's moved up, but it's 84% male, 11 or whatever the other percentages. The rest of that is female. Yeah.
Well, I know a ton of amazing women, amazing, powerful women who would love to, I think would be interested. I just have to brainstorm, but
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, let me know. Women. Let me know. Yes. I need to talk to more women on the show. Okay. For sure.
I'll send them your way.
Perfect. All right, y'all. Emerald Stanton, I have the her link in the description. If you want to learn more about what she does or even reach out to her, definitely do so. And all her socials as well. So we'll see you guys next week. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
Thank you.